What is going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Living Freed channel. My name is Tyler Freed, and today I'm rolling through the western part of Kansas. Absolutely nothing out here, nothing exciting at all. But I am headed into Denver, Colorado. I'm quite a ways away from there. I'm not going to get there today. Today is a Thursday. By the time I upload this video, you will be watching this on Friday, or at least that's when it will be posted. But this load I'm taking to Denver. It's a load of beer, so anybody who's in trucking or anything, if they happen to stumble across this video, you'll know exactly who I'm delivering to. But you know, it's kind of nice though. You know, there's nothing really out here until you get to Denver. You know, half of Colorado is absolutely just like grass. It's just grasslands, rolling hills. You know, there's no mountains. You know, most people think of Colorado as the Rocky Mountains, but really that's not until you hit Denver. But anyway, you know, and for that's for people who have never really been out here, out west. But it's really nice to run out here as a trucker because it's just wide open spaces. There's not a whole lot of traffic. When you're out in the Midwest and out east and things like that, it's a lot busier, you know, and the congestion's pretty bad. There's a lot of mountains, a lot of cities, you know, in that area, right? And it kind of makes it tough to drive. So in the company I'm with, we pretty much only run Midwest, Northeast, Southeast, you know, so I'm dealing with a lot of traffic, a lot of construction zones, you know, things like that. So, but we do have a couple runs out here to Denver, and I happen to be put on that load. So anyway, I'm just kind of giving an update of what I'm doing and where I'm at, and I kind of wanted to touch on a subject that is specifically targeted towards, you know, and I will get to the point. Like, this subject is specifically targeted towards rookie drivers or people thinking about getting into the industry. And the reason is because honestly, you know, I feel like there's a need. I'm not saying that there's no positive people on YouTube talking about trucking, but I think the majority of the content that is about trucking online, you know, it's not great. Like, there's a lot of negativity, there's a lot of doom and gloom scenarios. You know, trucking isn't the same anymore. You know, automated trucks are coming. You know, the drivers aren't as good as they used to be. You know, blah 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 blah. And I mean, to some degree, some of that is true, sure, but I think a lot of it is to do with the individual. You know, I think for the most part, you shouldn't get into any career. This is my opinion. If you're a new driver, you shouldn't get into any career that you don't think you're gonna like somewhat of what you're doing. Like, you don't have to love it, but you do have to like something about it, right? To sustain, to continue on with what you're doing, you kind of have to like have a passion for it, you know. And I can only speak for myself when I talk about this, but I've always considered trucking, even as a young kid, as something that I would want to do one day. Like here's a few careers that I've thought about doing. One of them was, if I was going to go to the college route, would be a financial advisor, you know. But that would be if I were to go to college. If I were to go to the college route and get into corporate America, that's what I would do. I would go to school, get a finance degree, you know, and go that route. You know, that's a subject I'm really interested in, and I pay a lot of attention to, and I am self-taught in that subject. However, you know, there's other careers I've thought about doing as well, and maybe I'll make a video as to why I chose just getting into trucking instead of going to college and skipping that altogether and not going into the corporate world. But that's for another video. This is really about, you know, you have to, I think I'm going to title this video, you have to enjoy what you're doing. You know, you have to have something about what you're doing that you like, you know, and especially in the trucking industry. And as I was saying, I've thought of many different careers, you know, being a financial advisor. I've thought about being a pilot before, an airline pilot. You know, I've always wanted to fly an airplane. Like adventurous jobs to me, you know, I would do, right? And trucking was always one of those too. You know, I took a lot of road trips as a kid, and I always just loved being on the road. I loved that wide open space. I loved the adventure of traveling, right? Hence why I was drawn to maybe being an airline pilot one day. You know, I never ended up doing that, but trucking was also on that list, right? And that's a partial reason I didn't choose to go into the corporate world. I do like, you know, I do like the finance space and everything, but that's just corporate America. I mean, basically. So, you know, and with trucking, I saw a way that, hey, I'm going to enjoy every day. Like, the adventure is going to be awesome. I'm also going to make great money, and the potential of being an entrepreneur it's limitless. I mean, I can go as far as I want to go in this industry, you know, but I'm not really talking about the money part of it. I'm talking about more the actual enjoyment of what you're doing. Like, you know, man, I get to go to Denver today. You know, some people in this country have never even left their zip code. You know, I just think it's cool. Like, one day I wake up and I'm in Texas, which is where I'm from, and then in the next 2 days I'm in Wisconsin, you know, and then I go from Wisconsin over to New York, and then New York all the way down to Georgia, and you know, and then to Tennessee, and Tennessee to Denver, which is the load I'm on right now. I mean, it's, you know, you bounce around, and that adventure to me is something that I was drawn to as a you know, as a person just looking at the trucking industry. You know, and granted, I heard all the negative content that's out there. I've heard all the negative people. I heard some positive people too, but unfortunately, I see a lot of the negative people getting more attention. Personally, I see that. You know, but whatever. You know, I get it. You know, because trucking, I'm not saying that everything is good about trucking. Like, there are things that I don't like about it as well. Like, for example, you can't shower every day. I don't like that. You know, I'm somebody that likes to at least shower once a day, but there's sometimes you just cannot do that. Another thing I like to do is work out. You know, if I could work out at a gym, you know, 5 to 6 times a week, I would do that, right? I'm only able to do that on the road, you know, maybe every other day, to where I'm able to get a workout in, and it's not like having a gym. You know, I have to kind of get creative, and you know, kind of get a track I can run on or whatever. You know, I've got to do push-ups outside, stuff like that. I don't have an actual gym. I mean, I do work out, but it's not the same thing as when I'm on home time. Man, this is bummy. But anyway, you know, I just kind of wanted to touch on that. Like, you know, if you're watching this video, and if you've stayed this long in the video, not very many people are watching my channel right now. I haven't posted consistently, but I would like to introduce myself again. This is the Living Free channel, and my name is Tyler Freed. And if you like this video so far, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. I will be posting more frequently, and I have been posting a little bit more frequently, so please stay tuned for more in the future. But anyway, as I was saying, like, if you're thinking about getting into this, you know, just understand, if you look at this industry with a positive outlook and not a negative outlook, if you look at the positives and dwell on that and just, you know, take one day at a time, it'll all work out, you know. Like, and the thing is too, is like, personally for me, the first year, the first 6 months really were the hardest, because you're still nervous about handling the equipment. You're still nervous about all of the dangers of the road. You're nervous about mountains. You're nervous about snow, rain, wind, all that, right? Like, but after about a year to a year and a half, veteran or a 10-year veteran or whatever, but I've done it long enough to say that I see why a lot of these like owner-op companies that are really good to buy a truck and lease onto, and you know, be an independent contractor for require 2 years. I see why insurance companies require, you know, a lot of the companies that are hiring company drivers, they require those companies to hire drivers with more than 2 years of experience. And I see why they do that, because you're not really confident, really that confident after a year. I mean, you're confident compared to when you first started, but you haven't been through 2 and 3 winters. You know, the first winter I dealt with, man, I was freaking scared the whole time, right? The second winter, it was a little bit better, but I was still really nervous. That third winter, I knew what to do, you know. I've been up and down just about any grade you can think of, right? Any mountain grade. You know, I used to be extremely nervous about all that. Like now, I'm super confident, you know. I still respect the equipment. I'm not going to get arrogant, but I'm super confident. And the point I'm trying to make is once you gain that confidence, once you finally get comfortable with what you're doing, the business becomes a whole lot better, you know. That's just my opinion. And I made a video, honestly, and you should check that out. I'll put it as the recommended video at the end of this one, about why most truck drivers quit before their first year is over. And this is why I honestly believe they quit. Number one, they just see the dollar signs that these companies are posting. Oh, come make $70,000 a year, blah blah blah, you know. But they don't tell you how hard you're going to have to work to make that $70,000, $80,000 a year, right? They don't tell you what you're going to have to sacrifice, you know? Like, you don't just come out here and make that kind of money the first year in a job without really putting in some work. You know, now you can go get hired on with some companies and make 60, 70,000 a year your first year. I did it myself, right? And that's not to brag or anything. That's just to point out that it's possible. However, I ran my face off. You know, I really worked for that income, right? And it's gotten a whole lot better than that. I mean, you can go into the 6-figure range, right? Now that, in my opinion, now this isn't everybody. Some people come out the gate and they make 6 figures. That's a rare thing. Most people are going to start out at that $50,000 a year or whatever. But your first year, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I think drivers should focus on getting good at driving, getting good at working with the dispatcher, getting good at managing their hours of service clock, you know, getting good at backing, getting good at the skills of the job, because this is a trade, you know, this is a trade, okay? So, you know, this is a skill set. You know, it's not just driving from point A to point B. That is not what truck driving is. There's a whole lot that goes into this job and into this career, and there's a lot of things you got to know, right? Even as a company driver. I mean, yeah, company driver is the easiest thing you can do. You're driving, but to really make good money as a company driver, if you don't know, for example, how to manage your time, you're not going to make any money. Like, yeah, you don't have the risk of a business owner, of a person that owns their own truck. But at the same time, if you don't know how to manage your time in either one of those categories, you're going to go broke out here. And I think a lot of people, they don't learn how to manage their clock. They waste a lot of time. They're not serious about this business. When I came into this business, I had a plan, and I still do. And it's still the same exact plan, right? I'm just following the steps. I listen to all the different, you know, all the different positive channels out there on YouTube to get my advice from. It's free content. You know, there's guys that have open forums that have been owner-operators, been in the bit, they have fleets on YouTube that are extremely positive and sharing knowledge, and which is what I want to do one day, right? I don't really talk about the business side of it yet because I don't own my first truck. I haven't even bought my first truck. I'm company, so I'm talking about it as a company driver right now. You I will talk about the owner-operator thing when I'm an owner-operator. But the thing is I think most people in this industry would agree that actually like the business, okay? I am somebody that likes the business. I genuinely enjoy what I do. I actually enjoy it more now than I did when I first started. For the first year, it was a struggle. I mean, I was stressing out because, I've never been to Baltimore. I've never been to, Washington, D.C., and had to go into these tight areas and into Chicago, like actually downtown Chicago, or in the city of Chicago, basically, and like, I've thought about denying those loads because some of those areas, they're dangerous areas and they're tight, like New Jersey and stuff like that. But I did it because I knew that, hey, if I can do that, if I can go into these places that nobody else is willing to go, yeah, it's going to be hard. Yeah, it's going to be quite an experience. But if I come out of that, I learn a whole lot, right? I do the hard things so I can learn and get confident in what I'm doing, And anyway, that's what I'm trying to say is, and that's the point of this video really, is just understand, if you're looking at this industry, there has to be something that you're going to like about trucking that has nothing to do with the money, that has to do with the actual job, the actual what you're doing every day. Are you proud of what you do? Like, I'm proud of being a truck driver. I am not ashamed of being a truck driver because I know, trust me, I know how people look at you. If you're a truck driver now, or they look at me like, oh, you're a truck driver, really? But those people have no idea that, there's truck drivers out here owning one truck that I know personally making more than doctors and lawyers. Not more than like a specialized doctor or whatever, like a surgeon or whatever, but I mean, basic regular physician, I know truck drivers making more money than them, right? And I'm not saying that to be like, oh, it's better to be a truck driver than a doctor. I'm just putting it in perspective, like, no, this is a great career. This is a great career. This is a great field people can go into, but unfortunately, it's been badly, it's been badly represented in a lot of ways. It's been represented in a lot of good ways. There are great channels out there. There is great content, but there is a lot of negativity. And me as a young person, I'm 26 years old, right? I look at this business as, man, I'm gonna do this for as long as I can do it. Like, this is what I'm going to do. I plan to be in this industry, maybe not physically driving a truck, but I plan to be in this industry long term. That's how much potential. I wouldn't even do it. Why would I do that? Why would I commit as a 26-year-old to something that I didn't think was going to be here, or I didn't think had a great upside to it? Why would I do that? Why would I waste my time? I'm not wasting my time, right? So that's the point of this video. Just understand, look, if you're watching this video, please understand that it is all up to you. It's all about how you make it. And honestly, that's what I think about everything, to be honest with you. It's not just trucking, but this is what I do, so that's why I'm talking about it. Man, it's extremely bumpy here. But anyway, yeah, like, understand, like, it's all about you. That's what I tell myself. It's like, hey, when I'm getting negative thoughts and I'm getting lonely and I'm letting the road get to me and everything like that, I just tell them, like, I just try to listen to positive content. I just try to, keep my mind busy, right? Just, like, there's a lot of great things about this business. Just understand that, but it's going to be up to you. That's the point of this video. I just want to make a quick video today because it's been on my mind. Like, I've been listening to YouTube videos on YouTube and listening to other content, everything, and I like some of it. Like I've already said that, right? I like some of it, but a lot of it is negative, and I think it's a poor representation of the trucking industry. No, this is a great business, but you need to find, if you're looking at this business, or if you're new, you need to find something that you are actually going to enjoy about this, other than the money. Don't make it all about the money, because if it's all about the money, you're going to get tired of it. You've got to love the adventure. You've got to love the lifestyle that trucking is. And that the guys that really like this business, and gals that really like this business, love the adventure. And they see the potential. Right? So anyway, thank you for watching. I just want to say God bless to anybody that's watching, and I hope you have a great day. Again, please, please, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. Remember, the channel name is the Living Free Channel. And please stay tuned for more in the future. God bless. Have a great day.